Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is just on how to mold or block an alternator base like this. This is like an irregular alternator base, and I have this video in my archive. I just decided to share with you guys here. I hope you enjoy it. Please do share and leave a comment below, like and subscribe to my channel if you're yet to. So let's get into it. So in achieving this, I have my art block. This is like an irregular art block, and I have two materials to work with. This one is the plain paper mat, while the other one is the glittered princess mat. Okay, this technique I'll be showing you on how to block a glittered material, okay, neatly without having any stains, can actually be implemented if you're blocking a fabric fascinator base, like if you're blocking an ankara fabric. In addition to the materials and the art block, I have my bar strip and I have some thumb pins. I have the two types of thumb pins here. I have the flat one and the long ones. Okay, these are actually needed or required. I also have my stiffener mixed with little water and my brush to apply my stiffener. I have my art block covered already with a cling film. You can use a paper bag. I have also applied petroleum jelly onto my art block. You can use any lubricant like olive oil, vegetable oil, anything you can lay your hands on. Okay, so I have the paper mat. That's the plain one. The one you see me touch right now is actually wet. I dipped it in water and I removed the excess water using a towel. So the second piece, which is the one with glitters that I am touching right now, I'll be using it that way. I won't be inserting it into water. I'm not going to be dipping it into water. Okay, so now the wet or the damp paper mat is what I'll be starting with. I'll just place it on my block like this. As you can see, I'll just start with that and pin down to my art block. Know the rules of blocking: north, south, east and west. That's the rule. So I'll be using my flat pins now, my flat thumb pins, to fix my paper mat onto the art block. Please make sure that as you're fixing this, it's smooth as much as possible. So I'll just be doing the technique. I'll be following the rule: north, south, east and west. Like I said, the rule is north, south, east and west. What I mean is I place the material over the art block on one side and come to the opposite direction and place it over like that. Then I come to this other side, like I'm doing north, south, east and west. Just watch what I'm doing, you understand? So I keep on arranging like that what is left over the art block using my thumb pins. Okay, make sure you don't have any creases. If you have any creases or any creasing, just take off the pin and rearrange, okay, before you pin down again. So that's just how I'm going to block this. I'm pinning down my paper mat, my damp paper mat, onto my art block. So I've pinned down the first layer of my material to my art block, as you can see, and I'm going to add my stiffener. All right, the stiffener, I've mixed it already. I just added a little water so it's not watery and it's not too thick. Stiffener is just a whitish substance, as you can see, sold in bottles by those who sell art making materials. Okay, so I just apply little water, like I said earlier. It shouldn't be too thick and it shouldn't be too light. So I'll just apply like that onto the first layer. I also turn it upside down so I can apply the stiffener to the bottom of the art block. Okay, Okay, so I'm going to leave this for about 30 minutes to almost an hour, depending on the weather, for it to just dry a little. Okay, just for it to dry a little before I proceed to the next step. Okay, at this point I have the stiffener dry a little. You can see me touching it to see if it has changed from what it was before. It was a little bit wet before, now it's a little bit dry. Okay, it's kind of sticky now. Okay, so now I just move on to adding the second layer of our material, which is the princess mat. This is called the princess mat, the patterned one. It has glitters on top. So the idea is to make sure that we have a neatly blocked alternator base using this material without having stains, without having it change its color. Okay, because if you apply stiffener directly on this material, it's going to change the color. The glitters may actually taken off. It will just definitely change color. It will look like what it is. So I just pin down like I did the first layer. Can you see? And now for us to get this exact shape like this is another art block that looks like it, but a little bit different. So we need to get that shape properly, like that. I'm going to be using my bias strip. I'll be laying it on the part where we have that shape, and I'll be using my thumb pins to fix the bias strip to it. This technique I'm showing you can be used for any type of irregular art block. If you want to bring out the shape, I hope you understand what I mean. If you want to bring out the shape that makes it different from a plain one, you can use this technique. Just use a bias strip around that particular part. So as you can see me do, I'm just placing my bias strip around this part of the art block. This forms something like the crown of the art block, so that it will come out well. Okay, so that the shape will come out well. Now I've added my first layer of the bias strip. I can go ahead and add the second layer just to make it come out really well. Okay, just want it to come out really well. So the bias strip is just to make sure that you don't have any stains on your hat. Instead of putting the pins directly onto the art block, okay, you can just use a bias strip, serve as a guide for it not to have any stains, or to make sure that the thumb pins does not create any hole on your hat. Now this is going to be left out for it to dry, probably under the sun. At this point it is dry, and I took off the pins and the bias strip. I just turned it upside down as well and took off the pins. Remember, we pinned down 2 layers, so I'm taking off the first set of pins on the outer layer, and we have some pins inside too. That's on the first layer, and I took them off as well. After which I took off the art block gently. Please be careful at this point so that you don't alter the shape of your molded piece. Okay, so I just took it off like that neatly, and that is it. And I'll just go ahead and trim off the excesses and attach my art wire, and at this point you can decide to embellish it to your taste. And that's just all about today's video. I hope you've learned something new. Please follow me on Instagram and Facebook at DollyBCrafties. You can reach out to me on WhatsApp for more information about our online paid classes. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.